Hello everybody, this is PotterBrony, and welcome to another blend reaction of some MLP Fanwork. This time we have, from Little Shy FIM, two more Everything Wrong With. It would be Everything Wrong With Leap of Faith, and Everything Wrong With Testing 1, 2, 3. As always, the links are in the description below. Be sure to support the official release, the original. Show your support over his channel. And yeah, let's just get it started and see what he has issue with in each of these episodes. Alright. And starting the video in 3, 2, 1, and go. For Leap of Faith. First one.
Can make you shorter, taller, or even grow old.
Lens flare. Apple Bloom wears swim floaties which don't float. Splash specifically targets Granny from afar. Also, the splash increases the number of apples for some reason. Old-timey Ponyville buildings are more modern than modern Ponyville. Back in the olden days, we even fell slower.
It was so sore, took years before I could even look at the water again.
Granny Smith isn't old, she's just dehydrated because of the hydrophobia. That explains why she's better after a drink. These charlatan wings. Half of Ponyville is visibly injured in some way because it's convenient for the plot. The apples don't notice Granny's father walking by. Not only that, but he hasn't aged a day.
I wonder where every pony's headed.
I don't know,
Holy
why don't
crap.
you ask some pony?
Now, where in Ponyville do you two think you're going?
We're going down the same path we've been walking. True to reality, the Season 4 finale-related merchandise appeared long before the finale itself. Cartoon ponies. One would be hard-pressed to devise a less practical use of crutches. No pony questions why Shill's eyesight isn't also restored. Copying background ponies works a lot better when one of them doesn't have a head full of parasprites. Pony knees only seem to bend this way when the brothers are around. If these are photographs and these are illustrations, what are these? Adobe Pony Shop confirmed?
Make you shorter, taller, or even grow old.
With claims like this, you'd think Apple Bloom would at least inquire about it giving her a cutie mark. Fishing exists in Equestria
That's a
for
good
some
point.
reason. Apple Bloom murders a helpless Boulder. Applejack murders a helpless Bloomberg. Granny uses magic sensory powers to avoid collision. She also ages backwards. Here she is in Season 2, here she is in Season 4, and here she is in Season 9.
But one sip of that magic elixir.
This is the only time it's referred to as an elixir. Meanwhile, tonic is mentioned almost 40 times. Those aware of source materials probably know why the show would want to avoid the word elixir, which suggests this one was left in by mistake. One apple and a couple leaves should not produce this much juice. Clearly, Flim and
not much of a
Flam are
stretch
secretly
there, yeah.
adding another ingredient which makes up the other 85%.
What is it?
I've been looking all over. Did you find out what's in the tonic?
This is not an appropriate question to blurt out right in front of Flim and Flam. These knots should be under the seat.
Being back in the water is one thing,
Yeah, but
a
it's magic.
competition is a pony of a different color.
That's racist.
Look.
Granny's rarity-inspired beatbox. This movement shouldn't be possible, but
Well, I wonder
it is
why she
because
did that.
cartoon. Granny loses a hair, which remains quantum locked to her head. These judges are extremely biased if the trophy they are handing out is Granny's likeness. Cloud Kicker is about to fall through this cartoon hole.
Thanks to you, I realize that sometimes honesty isn't the best policy.
Shill's obviously a fan of the last roundup. Convenient bungee disguised as a normal rope is convenient. Applejack's honesty realization effect occurs a minute and a half after her honesty realization, because had it occurred then, she wouldn't have enough time to save Granny. Lens flares have been a recurring sin for a while now because of how little sense they make in a cartoon, but this one makes so little sense no flare can ever top it. Flim and Flam didn't have Shill sign a non-disclosure agreement because they can't even be good at being bad. Apple Bloom's laugh
that's,
sounds a lot like Sweetie Belle, oddly enough.
Yeah, not too bright for Flim and Flam.
Hold your horse feathers.
Yeah, she's from another time.
McAdoo, up for a little afternoon apple bucking?
No.
That's what you get. Alright, so that was Everything Wrong with Leap of Faith in 4 minutes or less. Now we'll pull up Everything Wrong with Testing 1, 2, 3. Alright. Yeah, as always, just entertaining stuff. Sometimes he makes damn good points. That was a good one about Granny Smith's father. I don't really notice that. I don't pay that much attention unless it's like pointed out to me. I'll probably never notice little things like that. Also, the knee bending thing. Yeah, that's weird. Flim have an odd effect on ponies. Alright, so, starting with testing, 1, 2, 3, in 3, 2, 1, go.
Fly right up to her and tell her what I think about her lackadaisical approach to studying. Won't she be surprised? Surprise! What? How in equestria does that pony expect to pass her History of the Wonderbolts exam tomorrow if she's wasting time flying?
Speaking enormous amounts of exposition to self-sin combo. All of these crumpled sheets of paper transform into only 3 sheets. Twilight takes a chance by assuming the desk and or blackboard hasn't been moved a couple inches. Also, does the spell force unwilling participants to sit when needed? These difficult wings. At first the book appears huge due to the camera angle, but then Dash puts her hooves on it to prove it's actually huge, but only for that one shot. Twilight's so good at teaching she doesn't even need to move her mouth to do so.
Headed by General Firefly.
General Firefly later left the team due to creative differences.
Lightning showered down on the crowd.
It was a tragic event. Twilight still uses a blackboard even though this is possible. Which is worse, the fact Twilight doesn't see this, or the fact Hasbro didn't think they could get away with a real whoopee cushion joke until season 6. Twilight brutally murders Fernando's cousin.
Well, if you can horse around like this.
Horsing around like this. Dash's answers are ridiculously off the mark.
General Blazing Donut Glaze.
That one actually sounds like a pony name.
Celestia's favorite flight pattern, the Icaranian Sun Salutation.
Icarus is a story from Greek mythology about a man with artificial wings who flew too close to the sun, dropped from the sky, and died. This line also references Rarity's incident back in season 1, but continuity isn't the sin here. The sin here is that Celestia's favorite flight pattern is the one where she gets to potentially witness a pony's death. Fluttershy prevents the breakup of the main 6 and not a moment too soon.
To avoid getting too close to her
As
herself,
opposed to now, a time where they're best sisters again and Discord isn't ruining their day. Nearly all of Dash's friends help her study for this test. Which begs the question, is Rainbow Dash the only pony to not know this history? Every pony must have had to rush ahead of Dash and Rarity to get there and dress up in time.
But I, Pinky, am really real.
Foreshadowing of when we discover she's just one of the mirror pool clones.
And Granny Smith discovered the first Granny Smith in
Well,
Philadelphia.
that one's hanging out in a
Which came
diner.
first, the name of the apple or the apple's name? Also, that bit of trivia has nothing to do with anything at the moment. Spike is here 1 second, gone the next.
That's
The
kind of the point.
storyboarders did a great job of keeping
That
them
has nothing to do
animated
with
while
it.
simply flying straight and talking. That is, until the camera looks away, at which point they become static cardboard cutouts floating through the air. Half of the kids watching this don't know what it means to rewind a tape. The other half of the kids watching this are adults. We will never find out what was in this briefcase. Equestrian weather links to Pegasi emotion, and you thought the Rainbow Factory was a dark fan
Yeah, that
fiction.
briefcase
Just
ended up
imagine
in
what the
the
canonical
hopes
Rain Cloud
of,
Factory must look like. Twilight moves the telescope along one axis of movement, which somehow
Songbird
translates
Serenade's
into 2.
bodyguards.
Most of the ponies on this platform have no way of getting up here.
What's going on? Read any good books lately?
Twilight acts as though she hasn't seen Dash for a while now, even though they just spoke mere moments ago.
My brain is as dry
Yeah,
as
but it
a
was
rock.
just awkward.
Maybe I'll learn to shine
awkward
shoes.
small talk.
Just getting my dreams crushed. No other plans for the rest of my life.
Rainbow Dash's social media posts that day caused her to lose many a friend and follower.
Did you know Pinkie Pie grew up on a rock?
Yeah, we were there just a couple episodes ago. Rainbow Dash complains about how
Again,
much of a
awkward
loser
small
she
talk.
is. Then she lands at her giant mansion with her alicorn friend. Rainbow Dash's tail detaches. Rarity's Luna impression is spot on. Somehow Rainbow Dash
wonder
can hear
why.
this history lesson while flying high above and talking with Twilight. Yes, that's the whole point of this episode's conflict resolution, but her freakish powers of observation are never explained. Also, Dash sees all of this happening below and doesn't mention nor ask about it.
Yeah,
This
it's just-
pointless staple. Episode about learning difficulty has its rather realistic conflict magically resolved in seconds to the extent that she not only passes the test, but gets a full 100%. Wait. He never actually looks at Dash's answers. He just skims the page on top and gives her a 100% moments later.
That's true.
You are not dumb.
So I wonder if she even needed to study.
Flashcards! This is gonna be so much fun!
Yeah. Now, I wonder if with teleporting you could end up inside something, but she knows where the floor is, but she could have ended up in a piece of furniture that's been shifted. I get that, but halfway into the floor, like a crappy video game character clipping or something. Alright, so that was everything wrong with testing 1 2 3. Couple of good points, but yeah, a couple of things like it doesn't really anger me. I'm just pointing out, yeah, that was just awkward small talk, man. It's like I don't see why those got sins, but whatever. That was kind of the whole point of it. Alright, so I want to thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed that. As I said, the links in the description below. Be sure to support the official releases. And until next time, take care. Bye.